of a random podcast series, Saturdays with Simran, where basically I just discuss about random stuff happening into my life. And today we are going to talk about मिडसेम्स जो हमारी क्लास में आ चुके थे, जस्ट कल ख़त्म हुए हैं. एंड टुडे आई वाज फ्री, सो आई वाज लाइक लेट्स मेक अ पॉडकास्ट ऑन दिस. मिड सेमेस्टर एग्ज़ाम एक वीक से चल रहे थे एंड आज फाइनली वो ख़त्म हो चुके हैं. एंड लिटरली आई किड यू नॉट, इट्स जस्ट 1 मंथ जब हमारी कॉलेज, इट्स जस्ट लाइक 1.5 और 2 मंथ्स, 20 अगस्त से लेके सितंबर एंड अप्रॉक्स अक्टूबर के 10 दिन, 1 मंथ एंड 20 डेज, 1 मंथ एंड 20 डेज के बाद हमारे मिड सेम्स लिए गए हैं. एंड जब ये अनाउंस हुआ था ना लिटरली कि अब आप लोगों के मिड सेम्स होने वाले हैं, जो कि ऑफकोर्स पहले से पता था, बट यू नो एक ऐसे अंदर से शॉक लगता है एंड वी गेट इनटू द फीलिंग ऑफ
क्या बोला तूने?
I really don't know. It's just me or everyone around in the student life. As soon as we get into the exam season, we really get nervous and anxiety, stress, and that feeling of मुझे कुछ भी नहीं आता just enters into our life. It's like स्वागत नहीं करोगे. And I am definitely one of you guys, so no exceptions over here. I get same feelings too, but we cannot stick to this feeling, right? We need a plan, action in order to execute. The plan needs to be executed in order to give our examination at least expectations इतना तो नहीं, लेकिन कुछ तो आया यार.
आपने जो कुछ हमको पढ़ाया वो तो कहीं भी नजर न आया.
So now the question comes about how do we plan. So basically look into your academic calendar and just mark the number of days left to your examination. Be it any day, any number of days like 30, 15. And if you are a pro level student, it could be a week or 5 or 4 days too, but it's okay. You have to start somewhere, right? And after doing this, just segregate your syllabus into that number of days or whatever, be it into the parts, and start covering up daily and make a to-do list which you have to follow rigorously at least till your examinations. Now we as a human beings are very greedy, and पढ़ाई तो बहुत कम ही स्टूडेंट्स में ऐसे देखे जो मतलब ऐसे सामने से हमें करने का मन करता है, बट we need to push ourselves into our student life, maybe professional life, if it कुछ भी बोलो, to just study and learn new things about the subjects in which we are not interested. Like हाँ, हम सबका एक favorite subject होता है, be it math, physics, science or anything which you can study definitely, but there is also a subject which you hate and you cannot study it, right? And for that purposes, what I suggest is that make a to-do list, do it, and just at the end of each day or each week, whatever be your time period, and you just need to reward yourself when you finish up your to-do list or your task. Like आज अगर तुमने अपने सारे to-do list ख़त्म किए, you have to reward yourself with any small thing which you love. Like I am a person who loves chocolate, so I have a bunch of chocolates set into my study table. And if I give example of my brother, he loves gaming, so after completion of his regular studies, my mother just gives him a reward of like playing game for an hour or so. And depending on your nature, you should also reward yourself with the small things. And what I would suggest is also start noting down each day targets and just write #1, #2, #30 or whatever the number of days is. Like जिस दिन तुमने complete किया, जाओ note करो तुम्हारे targets complete हो गए. And as a human being, I know पढ़ाई करना इतना आसान नहीं होता, especially the subjects which we hate and are not interested in. So every day 100% complete करना as a human being, I don't think it's practical. So if I even reach to the 70% or 80% of the mark, I do reward myself with the small things which I love, be it anything. But yeah, you should be honest with yourselves at this place. Like you should know that तुमने अपना 100% दिया है and you tried your best, so you deserve this reward. I know all of this is very easy to say but very tough to do, but what I would suggest is just do your best and you'll get your best outcomes. Definitely not today, but someday. And I know we get into the feeling of अब मुझे नहीं करना है, when we don't get the outcomes which we think for, and it's basically a feeling of like
मैं क्या करूं फिर, जॉब छोड़ दूं?
बट एक स्टूडेंट का एक ही जॉब है विच इज़ टू स्टडी, सो मेक श्योर you do it and you have to do it whether you want it or you don't want it. You don't have an option. Talking about my low phases during the examination phase, like yeah, I am also a person, I am also human, so I felt low too, I felt sad too, and you genuinely feel so lonely after the examination, because it's like तुम किससे डिस्कस करोगे? तुम अगर अपने फ्रेंड से डिस्कस करोगे, बहुत क्लोज फ्रेंड से, कोई भी है, बट यू जस्ट डोंट वांट टू डिस्कस योर पेपर या फिर कुछ भी विद देम, बिकॉज यू नो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे अगर उसका अच्छा चला गया तो तुम यहाँ पे बैठे रह जाओगे एंड यू थिंक लाइक कि क्या सिर्फ मैं ही हूँ जिसको कुछ नहीं आता, या फिर यू नो इट्स जस्ट अ वेरी स्ट्रेंज फीलिंग. Discussing about my low phases too, like I am also a person, I felt low too, I felt lonely too, I felt sad too, and yeah, I have mood swings too during the examination, and everyone does. It's very normal, it's very, but जस्ट वेट फॉर द रिजल्ट्स, होप फॉर द बेस्ट. तुमने अगर पढ़ा होगा, तुमने अगर अपना 100% दिया है, तो मे बी नॉट अप टू योर एक्सपेक्टेशंस, बट यू विल गेट good marks. And on a serious note, I would like to add on something is like stop comparing yourself after the examinations. You know, you get sad because you compare yourself with the toppers of your class. Like तुम जाओगे तो उनके मार्क्स देखोगे कि अरे इसको तो इतना आ चुका है पेपर में, इसको तो इतना आ चुका है, उसको इतना आ चुका है. बट व्हाट आई फील इज लाइक कि उसने उतना पढ़ा भी होगा तब भी उसको आया है, सब मेहनत करते तब भी सबको आता है. बट I think everyone has a personal limit too. Like everyone has a studying capacity to. हर एक इंसान टॉपर बनने के लिए तो नहीं बना है, बट आई वुड नॉट से कि हर एक इंसान टॉपर नहीं बन सकता. इफ़ यू डिसाइड, इफ़ यू हैव गोल्स, इफ़ यू हैव प्लान्स एंड इफ़ यू हैव डेडिकेशन, you never know, you can be a topper. And what I feel is definitely like this is no concept of this topper, okay, for me, because every person is unique and everyone has their own limits. So just try to do your best and don't compare yourself with any other person. Just compare it with yourself. Like आज अगर तुम हारे, कोई भी मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम उससे 2 टाइम्स बेटर आने चाहिए, उसके बाद उसके 3 टाइम्स आने चाहिए, 4 टाइम्स आने चाहिए. कंपेयर योर रिजल्ट्स विथ योर सेल्फ एंड नॉट विद द टॉपर ऑफ योर क्लास और एनी अदर पर्सन विच यू फील अराउंड यू इज doing excellent in their job. Because if you compare yourself with them, you are going to get disappointed. Of course, we should stop this typical relative Indian attitude of like शर्मा जी के बेटे का तो इतना है, तुम्हारे क्यों नहीं है. स्टॉप इट गाइस, स्टॉप इट. अगर हमको नहीं पसंद तो हम ये चीज़ हमारे खुद के साथ क्यों कर रहे हैं? वाई आर वी कंपेयरिंग आवरसेल्व्स व्हेन वी डोंट लाइक अदर पीपल डूइंग इट? And trust me, exams do teach a lot of things to us which we never know, and it helps us to increase our personal limits too. Like till date it's never been like मेरी IIT एग्ज़ाम के लिए भी मैंने इतना तो नहीं efforts put in किए होंगे, but in my mid semester exam I never knew I was a night owl person and I could stay awake like till 5 AM or 6 AM in the morning. But yeah, definitely what my routine was, it was hell. It was hell, definitely. I used to come after giving the examination from 4 to 6. I used to do my basic workout or exercises to make myself a little good. Used to do my dinner by 8 and I used to sleep. 8 बजे लड़की सो जाती थी और मैं रात को 12 बजे उठ रही हूँ to study for the examination which is definitely on the next day 4 PM. I definitely never imagined myself at this place, but yeah, I did it. I used to wake up at 12 AM in the night and I used to study and I used to be awake depending on the subject. Like अगर easy subject हुआ तो 3 बजे तक 4 बजे तक जाग लेंगे. But the subject which I hate the most, of course, I did stay awake till like 6 AM in the morning, which was still an unbelievable experience for me because I never thought मैं ऐसा कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ. So don't feel afraid, feel good during your examination because at the end of the day marks नहीं तो वो तुमको personal development में तो help करेंगे ही करेंगे. And just feel good about whatever you do. You are doing something, you are going to get a good place. That I am completely a night owl person and I can be very much productive during my night routines of study, and I'm definitely incorporating these things into my life, and I suggest you should also identify your productive hours. Important to avoid using social media during your examinations, and I would suggest in daily life too. I would not say completely avoid, but you should have a fixed time slots into your days. Like अगर exam है तो decide after your exaggeration hour where you are just done with your routine, you just get 10 to 20 minutes to just scroll on to your friends or anyone's accounts which you follow on your Instagram, be it Facebook or YouTube, and just try to consume good content which would help you to grow in your lives too. I would definitely suggest that. हमेशा productive चीज़ें देखना ज़रूरी भी नहीं है, but I think you should have some productive pages definitely incorporated in your life in order to stay focused onto your goals. I would also like to incorporate one important point during the examination is that you should ask your doubts to your friends and not keep it to yourself if you have very good friends, and if you know something and other people is also asking you the doubts, you should not have a feeling of that like मुझे आता है तो मैं नहीं सिखाऊंगा इसको, अगर मुझसे ज़्यादा आ गया तो नहीं, ये वाला एटीट्यूड आई स्वेयर कभी काम नहीं आता है लाइफ में, बिकॉज लाइफ इज़ ऑल अबाउट learning and learning from others and teaching other as well. We have that very good line in our culture to like बांटने से बढ़ता है, and it's always that, and it's definitely true. So yeah, just try to help maximum people, because अगर तुम किसी को सिखाओगे तो तुम्हारा भी वो concept ज़्यादा clear होगा, and I definitely have incorporated this in my life and I'm so glad, because exam से पहले मेरे साथ ऐसा बहुत हुआ है. मेरी 2-3 फ्रेंड्स होती थी, वो आते बिकॉज वो है ना एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ होती है, क्योंकि वो क्वेश्चन ना तुम्हारे पास छट के आते हैं, क्योंकि ईजी क्वेश्चन तो देखो तुमने भी कर लिया है, वो तुम्हारे फ्रेंड ने भी कर लिया है, सब ने कर लिया है, बट कुछ टिपिकल क्वेश्चन होते हैं जिनमें कुछ ट्रिकी कॉन्सेप्ट्स लग रहे होते हैं या फिर कुछ अलग लग रहा होता है. So basically when that people are solving those assignments and asking you the doubt, तुम्हें भी इनिशियली नहीं आएगा, मुझे भी नहीं आता था, तो मैं अपनी फ्रेंड्स को बोलती थी कि हाँ तुम मुझे क्वेश्चन दे दे, मैं ट्राई करती हूँ, अगर मुझसे बन गया तो मैं तुझे सिखा दूँगी, तुझसे बन जाए तो तू मुझे ये कॉन्सेप्ट बता देना. एंड दिस इज़ द बेस्ट प्रोसेस ड्यूरिंग द एग्जामिनेशन दैट हैपेंड विथ मी, बिकॉज आई हैव लर्न सो मेनी थिंग्स ड्यूरिंग माई लास्ट मोमेंट इन द एग्जामिनेशन, and it helped me a lot, and I'm glad I did this too. So I suggest everyone should do this and don't be the typical school topper वाला attitude कि अगर मुझे आता है तो मैं दूसरे को नहीं सिखाऊंगा. And that was it for today's video. I hope you like it, and let's just keep it very short and simple because it was about exams. And last but not the least, just keep hustling, just try doing your best, and it would lead to some good place definitely in your life, not today but someday.
चेक जाके ले लेना करने वाला